you. Hi, Mom. See you. Escape from. If you are on the bottom, and trust me, the older you get, the more you think about defending yourself. Because of the younger ones. Professor J, please. Every time somebody mounts on you and my elbows are not close to my body, it's very big risk for me to get out or be safe. I want to make sure that I always maintain his hip on top of my belt. Because anytime he goes above my belt, my hip now has no functioning. Then it's very hard. No matter what I do here, my arms are exposed. And anytime you want to get the choke now, very hard for me to defend. As a top person, you want to make sure you pass the belt line with your hip. As the person on the bottom, nope. I want to use my elbow. The intent is when I mention knife, I don't want you guys to stick your elbow in the person's thigh, but you make sure that he does not pass the elbow line right here. If I do that, see where my hands are always next to my neck. If it moves up, my hands are always this way. It's hard to defend my neck, because if I put my hand this way, I'm gonna push, and it's just a matter of time. Number one, if somebody mounts and he's too high, just keep your elbows here, right here. He's not even attacking me. Why I have to do this way? All right, number one, my elbows must touch his thigh. And very basic thing, whenever somebody gets, we have this. I hold his arm and block his elbow and trap the foot. A lot of people say, oh, my leg doesn't bend this far because his foot is hard to catch. It's because your elbow is out of position. See, if my elbow is out of position, he move his knee forward, I have no way to get his foot. Now, even if he tried to move, look, my objective is to neutralize one side of his body. But I cannot and should not move until his head are between my shoulders. And if he doesn't do that, I will make it happen for him. See my foot? I pivot just a little bit. Now he's right between my frames. But if I'm over here and trying to move him out, it's not gonna happen, okay? Then two options. If he gets the hand to go in, I'm gonna be looking this way. Now I have enough time to make it hard for him to get the collar. If I look this way, I'm late. Somebody holds this way, block right here. Lock everything, and my hip goes straight up. Now I roll to the side. Remember, be very basic. Keep holding his arm. Do not get up with your hands on this arm. Right away, I'm blocking right here. Then I move up. I want you guys to do that maybe 5 to 10 times each. Then we're going to keep moving on. Because escape from the mount is not the end. It's always the new beginning. But I'll start from here. All right, 1, 2, 3. Professor J, please. Remember, I always make it fun, say, the more you move your hip, the less you need to show up at the gym. Because you're going to need less energy. Normally, we block this way, and we trap the foot. What about if you don't trap the foot? Even though Professor J might have his head off, I'm literally now, it feels like that side of my hip is the one kind of moving him more. And this leg over here is going to be the one that can touch my elbow. Or my elbow touch my knee. I'm going this way. Here we go. I prefer 100 times more to have a hook than do that. I do that, stay there, choke me, Jay. I'm still in trouble over here. Once we have this, any movement he does, choke me, Jay. I have him off balance. You understand? We're going to do the same escape. As I'm bumping him, my goal is this. Hook. And once you hook, my hands can go anywhere I want. He has no way to hold me now. I can flip him right away. One more time. Same control. I'm locking in, but I don't trap the foot. And now I'm doing this. Now my hand's right on his shoulder. Look at this. Come close to me, Jay. All right. 1, 2, 3. And what happens is when I bump him with that intense, his leg gets light. Now I just block. I can move my hands anywhere I want. But the key thing is he cannot choke me anymore. Because if you put the hands over here, I sweep him. Okay? 2 minutes, then we move on. Come on, guys. We're trying to do the escape. trap the foot. But halfway through, he just slides his foot forward. I don't want to keep going forward, because what happened to me here? And the reason it went forward is because I moved my elbow out. And I want to make sure it's this. Now we're going to go to the point that Jiu-Jitsu does magic. The size difference. It makes it harder for me to apply certain escapes because of the person's size. You understand? Very hard for somebody smaller to actually get out this way. But at the other hand, a lot easier to get out this way because my legs are shorter. Now, if your partner is your smaller person, every escape you do is here. Because it's shorter for you to get here than for me that has the legs, longer legs. Because your body is shorter. Now make sure every time somebody mounts on you, I'm a little guy, good. I become even smaller. All right? 2 minutes. Okay, if I'm the smaller person, elbow and knee escape all day long. All right, 1, 2, 3. Mounts on you and he's not touching his hands on the floor on you. Concentrate on the belt. Right here. 1 or even 2. That's where I want to work. And if I go both hands, my hands are pointing out. Okay, don't push like this, don't grab the belt, no. And I helped you a lot if I move my legs, whichever side you decide to move the hip. If I move my feet this way, my hip goes this way, I'm facing this way. I have both hands. Now I get one knee out right away. If you did, the person's not going to get out like this. Then I can get the second one. But please, keep holding the person. I want him in my guard now. Again, my hands over here. Oh, he sits down, he look around, good. Foot. I did not push to him. Then right away, pop your one knee or even both. But keep holding the person. And number 2, you can pick a side. My hand goes right on the belt. As I'm doing this, I come up on my elbow. I come up over here. Same thing now. Okay? Control. Don't let him get away from you. Right? 1, 2, 3. No heavy. Then it's hard for me to move. Knowing that, what can I do to put his body weight on his arms? My hands are inside blocking the hip, but I pick one of my knees. Go this way. Again, I'm doing this. As soon as I raise him, get him back inside. But I transfer all his weight to his head. Look. Let's see if you can do this nice. Come on, guys, let's go. 1, 2, 3. It's important for you that my main goal and objective is to get one of my elbows between his knee and my body. Please don't put it both. Because I don't know what you're going to accomplish having both elbows down. You're going to get choked right away. It's one side. But the challenge we have is, if every time I try to do escape using the elbow, remember, it's not the hand pushing the leg. The hand is too easy for him to pull it out. It's my elbow close to my body. But nothing will work if my legs are over his leg. Because no matter what I do, my legs always block his leg for me to get away. My main goal is I move my leg first. I pick the side, leg on the ground. Once I do that, that's the side I'm gonna turn. Look, you see my foot position? Now it's turned sideways. And if you notice my hands from being like, from being like this, becomes like this. Whichever side you pick, I frame. I wanna make sure that his hip cannot move up. And please, your shoulders, everything shrinks. Because if I try to stretch when I push, I expose my neck even more. All right, he's mounting on you, he's not holding, he's just there. I move to the side and go this way. You don't see me push or get my head away from him. Actually, I want to go underneath him. Now become a ball. See my legs, everything here. For more than he's trying to fix it. It's too late now. Now the most common reaction is if I turn my face this way, cross face comes. Good. The other side. But it's the only thing I like you guys to make sure that is very short. I move my leg, stretch, turn. If it doesn't block my face, I keep going down. Right? That's how we move our hip, right? Isn't that way? I never see moving the hip like... No, it's always initiated from here. And anytime they block, here. Or anytime they block, here. All right? Lie down for me, Jay. If I'm on top, on the first few moves, I don't want to make too hard for him. Stretch your leg, please. Choose your side. Stretch your leg. Yeah. You don't. Yes. You don't want to get inside. Yes. Go for Jay. That's it. One. Remember, I'd rather be this always than this. Unless some of you guys love half guard, like someone that I know, which will do that.
No, I like the hook better.
Okay? But this is safety all the way. Then once we get used to, go ahead again, Jay. And you're gonna change side. Yes. All right, 1, 2, 3. It makes very hard. I can go inside. Okay, or go in the front, right after his foot. Then I move. Many times they put their foot on your knee. Like, damn it, Jay. Then I can go here. And see, bring the foot into you, because you can stretch your leg. It's stuck. Now I get my leg very easily out. Or go in. And if you're a lockdown guy, you're right there. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, damn it, Jay. Now I'm stuck over here. If he keep his weight right at the center, I can go either way, forward or back. But I'm gonna make sure you guys over here, my objective is also to have my elbow inside, as close as possible. But the challenge is people trying to move the hip from here. Just hold me there, Jay. It's not much space for me. You have to create the space. If I notice that once he's seated on me, that means that leg, naturally the weight is more that way, because that leg is up. I move my feet forward. But you see how my feet is on the floor? Toes and foot. If you go like this, you're going nowhere. As soon as I move my feet this way, my objective now is to touch my inside elbow on the mat. But I'm doing this. Elbow on the mat. Now I can turn towards him and accomplish my escape. If I don't touch my elbow on the mat, that means my elbow is high. He will get your number. One more time. As soon as I start the escape, and look, I do use a lot of these as a setup. A lot of guys mounting you like this, like, man, I want to just turn for him to raise. Here we go. Get your knee, and now I can get away from the person. If it didn't, they will fight back to you, fine. They're my guard now. Then we're playing Jiu-Jitsu. All right, as soon as I go to the side and raise, move your feet forward. Push, 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 elbow. Now I initiate this knee. All right, 1, 2, 3, you're gonna do it. But now the same way I move my feet forward, I can move my feet back. You can't stop the motion now. And when I move my feet back, I wanna bring my head where my foot was, which we try the best that we can. But now my hip is not blocking, I'm not being blocked for any of his legs. I'm moving straight up. See, he's still not moving. See that, Jay? I come straight up, not fighting any of his legs. And I'll guarantee, as soon as I go to his legs forward, locking Jay. Good. Oh, man. Here we go. I want him to make that commitment. But I cannot go 1. Okay, let me go back this way. Because he keeps changing. Okay? And my legs movements are hard for him to stop. I go forward, I lock him up. I create the leverage. All I need is one knee out. And once I get the knee out, please don't let the person crush you, crush me. I don't want to be here. As soon as I get my knee out, crush me. Lock that shoulder until you're out. All right, 1, 2, 3. Hug your head. And they have their hand on the ground. Notice, I'm right here. Okay, I want to make sure that hand is being watched, because if I drop my hand to do anything, he's going to go for the choke. And one thing I want to make sure you understand is I can have my arm holding his arm over here without having my elbow over here. Because I gotta choose both. But even if I'm over here, nothing he can do. And also at the same time, if I try to do something, since his head is already in front of my head, any movement I try to do, I'm stuck with him. And now what I want you guys to do is I'm holding over here. If the hand is still on the ground, I will not move. But the moment he can use the hand to get out, to go after me, that's when I bump. I need to wait for the hand to get off the floor. And I literally use my head on the mat now. Can you get your arm out? See, I'm holding his arm, making it very hard for him to get the arm out. Because if I go like this, he can pull the arm out anytime. I can lock him at the shoulder, I'm over here, but I will not use anything until the arm is off the floor. And look, my hand is right on the hip. And I get up right here. You can mount each other like this. Elbows in, Jay. You can do whatever you want. If I have my arms like on the ground like this, I'm balanced myself. It's like I'm riding a bull now. But if I want to come after Jay this way, yeah, oh, great. Only thing I want you guys to do is timing. The hand goes, I don't want to wait for him to go and touch my neck. No. As soon as the hand moves, I go. 1, 2, 3.